following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Welcome back to Unsupervised, the spinoff. This week, the Rona has your friendly neighborhood host stuck at the house, so we talk about it. We talk some NFL off-season moves, primarily from the perspective of a disgruntled Panthers fan. In our Wacky Stat of the week, shout out to Drake. In petty party politics, again, the Rona is dominating, so we're talking about the $2 trillion stimulus package. And in our topic of the week, what's it like being a black man in a professional environment? How do we walk that walk? Y'all enjoy the show.
Is this thing on, gentlemen?
I feel like this thing on.
Oh shit, so we're recording.
Oh yeah, I feel like we're back to record.
Oh, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Let's get it then. Welcome back. Unsupervised, the spinoff podcast, episode 8. Damn, y'all. Week 7 of them things down in the books. Tonight makes 8. Yo, it's 2 for Tuesdays. It's your boy, the real himself. The real is back. I'm back with my brothers, man. Come on in, get comfortable. We here to bring y'all another show, man. Woo. Shit been crazy. Sorry, y'all. The Rona got me discombobulated. I'm forgetting my drops and everything. www.godefylife.com. Defy Life Gear. DefyLifeGear.com. Check out the gear page. Shit. I'm really discombobulated. West Coast help me out, man.
Maybe drop a little bit about the DefyLifePods.com, where you can catch all of the network and everything. Everybody and everything's going on. You know, before you let this Rona play you.
Yo, the Rona handling me, man. I got so much on my mind, man. My brain's like scrambled eggs. Appreciate that. Let them know where they can find us at.
You already know. We are Spreaker, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere else you like to get your podcast. Jones taken care of.
No doubt. We're back in the building for another episode. Welcome back. Check out the Unsupervised, the spinoff Facebook page. We're gaining followers each and every day, each and every week, so we appreciate that. Don't forget to share, rate us, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Hollywood Paul, man, how was your week, brother?
Man, it's been good so far, man. You know what I'm saying? Just ducking the Rona. You know what I mean? And just staying down till I come up.
No doubt. But we're gonna be down for a minute. Shit, man. Y'all, this is crazy, man. West Coast, how was your week, man?
You know, it was very similar to what Paul just said. It was a whole bunch of ducking and dodging the Rona. So, been in the house. A lot of Netflix involved. A lot of video games involved. Trying to keep up with my cat's nap schedule. So a lot of naps is involved.
Right.
Turns out I can't keep up with the cat's nap schedule. That fool sleep like 18 hours a day. I just can't. I can't do it.
No doubt. So so we here, man, North Carolina. We're under a stay. We are officially under a, what is it called? A stay order of
stay your ass in the house order.
Yes, a stay your ass in the crib order. What's that looking like for y'all? Y'all working? Y'all closed down? Y'all just chilling? Y'all what does that look like for you, Hollywood Paul?
God forbid someone can't go to CVS pharmacy and use their flexible spending account. So I am working from home. They got me rigged up, man. It's business as usual. It's just happening from my office or kitchen or the hotel, wherever I decide to go work for the day. That's where I'm working from. I ain't in the building with over 50 people in the vicinity. The whole social distancing of 6 people apart. It was 6 feet apart. Excuse me. That wasn't working. People were still getting sick left and right. People were scared. They offered up a 14-day, as I mentioned before, 14 days if you had the corona, taking care of somebody with the corona, or if you was just sick. Needless to say, no one that I know of got that because my job wasn't trying to pay nobody to sit at home and not do nothing for 14 days. And then the whole thing about, well, what if the 14 days started, 8 days ago and then we end up getting shut down? What's going to happen then? So I think one young lady got it. She's taking care of kids and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going to happen because if the building shut down, she can't get in to get her equipment. I don't know. So it's just a lot of questions in the air for stuff like that. But me, I'm business as usual, man. I ain't missed a beat except the gym. That's about it. So I'm doing all the home workouts.
I was just about to ask you. I had to tell my little brother. He's like, man, the gym clothes, I don't know what to do. I said, man, use your body weight. Calisthenics, it works great. Use your speed resistance and your weight resistance. Go fast and go slow. It won't be the same, but you can actually get a very, very efficient workout from your own body weight.
Very true, man. You're right about that. It's the mental aspect of it. To me, is just saying, okay, get through it, just work out. Because I've gotten so addicted to the weights, I guess you could say, and that the whole smell of the gym. Getting back in that, like I used to play when I used to play hoop. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I just got used to going through that whole process, and now I'm just like everything's at home. So I'm like, man, I gotta go work out my back deck or something. I gotta get a change of scenery to do this. I don't know.
No doubt.
But yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now.
No doubt. West Coast, man. How does the stay look for you, man? Is it change anything for you? You working? You working from home? You're not working? You got. I mean, what's it looking like?
No, I've been working from home since our last show. Feel me? I've been home since last Wednesday. So it instead of me having dual computer monitors, in order to make sure I'm actually working, I've actually plugged my computer in and used the TV as a second monitor.
Right. Good call.
Pretty much using that to keep me from streaming Netflix in the background and zoning out.
No doubt.
With regard to the home workouts, though, so my little cousin is a fitness inspector, or fitness inspector. It's hilarious. A fitness instructor in so many different kinds of ways. Like she's a soul cycle instructor. What up, Woo? She's so she's working for this one of the, I guess, gym fitness places out there in the Bay Area, and they're live streaming what they're calling the quarantine workouts. So dead serious, she had like a little webcam up and went through a 45-minute long workout in her living room. I was like, oh, that's my auntie house.
Right. No
She
doubt.
straight up ran us through a 45-minute long all body weight workout. But she was telling me that they've got other classes. There's people that are really, they're just sort of getting on the streaming thing from home. Like they're straight up setting up webcams in the living room. And there's some for those that are like trying to lift weights, like the massive Hollywood Paul over there. They're even using stuff in the house as their weights. Like she was telling me about one of the chicks was like squatting, holding the TV, and you know what I'm saying, they was using gallon jugs of milk and water as their dumbbells and stuff. Like it was a trip. She had me cracking up with that.
Right. No doubt. People being creative, man.
Yeah, man.
They're trying to get that in.
Couches.
What? How is your stay at home looking, Money? Mr. IT Guru.
Man. Yo, so I've been working at home now. This is my second full week. I don't have a comfortable chair, man. I think that the chair situation is the chair situation is driving me crazy. So
That's a real
I
life problem.
yeah, like I have a bar, so I have bar stools and I have like dining room chairs, and then I have couches. I have like so, but I don't have like a work chair. So I'm like, man, this is fucking uncomfortable, man. You sit in that shit for hours and hours. So then I like find myself like laying on the floor trying to work, and laying in the bed trying to work, and laying on the couch, standing up. Like you just try to find stuff, ways to like make my back understand that like I need you to I need 7 of them strong hours out you, bro. You know, So I don't know, man. My place is spick and span though. I like so just being here. I'm like, yo, I gotta clean up. Like I just clean up, So grab something and clean it up. Get a dish, clean it up. Because you got a lot of time on your hands, and so I've done that. I've eaten a lot of my food, because for whatever reason, when you are home, you eat more. And so like I find myself maybe I eat twice a day on days where I like go to work and then come home. Like I'm finding that like I'm all day I'm needing a snack on something. And I don't know if it's like, peanut butter crackers. I need to make me a quick sandwich, eat some chips, make some tuna, like grill me some chicken.
Like I'm having the exact opposite.
Word? Yo, I'm like eating
I'm
myself.
already down like 4 pounds since last week just because I don't eat nearly as much at home.
Bro, I'm up. Like I'm gaining all the weight. Like because again, the home workouts, man, it's just not the same. But I know I got to step it up a lot with the home stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially with trying to get some kind of cardiovascular, and you know what I'm saying? Something to burn some of this energy and extra weight. Because I'm eating all the snacks, eating everything. Like I eat the same amount as I do at home as I do at work. But at work, I'm constantly walking, constantly moving, constantly doing something. At home, I'm just sitting down in my robe, my drawers, taking calls.
Yeah, man. Well, I put on shorts and I put on like some sort of a shirt. And
That's
and
like
like
2 more articles of clothing than me, bro. Like,
yeah.
So
I'm like,
inappropriate.
nah. Well, we got cameras and shit. So anytime somebody could want to see, somebody could want to see you or whatever, or you want to see them or whatever.
They finna
And
get
so
a show, bro.
You don't want to have to be like, wait, hold up. No, you just, so you try to do something. But I find I'm like getting up, I'm going to my morning meeting, and then I'm like going to take a shower. So it's completely reversed. Like I don't get up, brush my teeth, go take a shower, then go to work. I like get up, brush my teeth, go to my morning meeting, then I go take a shower and put clothes. So it's like it's crazy, man. But I guess we finding ways to for everybody to account. We got to fill out these like productivity reports and shit. Like, especially for me and my team, send them to me and all types of stuff. So we trying, man. I don't know. So we officially closed on Sunday night. So we are. Last week we were optionally, like, if you wanted to work from home, it was optional. And Sunday night, we decided that we're just going to close the office completely. So, like,
as a result of you walking in, flipping tables over, talking about fuck this shit, I ain't coming in.
Nah. I just think that was, as you get a more clear look at what this thing is and what it could be. Like, I think that it was just made for safety reasons. Like, just don't worry about coming in. So the access doors have been disabled, like the key cards, like our thumbprints have been disabled. I think the only way you can get into the building is with your hard key card now. So, we'll see what happens, man. This thing is crazy. Stuff that we count on, that we just know that shit's closed. So life as we know it has definitely changed. It's definitely different. And we're just trying to get through every day at a time. I feel like the coronavirus is fucking waiting outside to hit me in the back of the fucking head. Like, I really don't want to go outside. But
the same thing happened to me. Like, I be sitting in the house just looking out the window like, nah, that Rona out there. I don't know where it's at because I can't see it, but it's out there.
Out there, creeping.
Standing behind that tree. I know it's behind that tree.
Yeah, so my folks gave me like gloves and those N5 masks and like full hazmat suits and shit. So I think the next time I go out, because they both work for the hospital, so I'm gonna be like fully like fully geared down.
The Beastie Boys in the Intergalactic video.
Yo, real on to speak the truth, we talked about the funniest shit we seen all week as far as the virus is concerned. And Pooh was like, he was in the store, and he must have been, I think he was looking for gloves and shit, and he looked up and he saw this couple, and they had like wrapped themselves in saran wrap and trash bags and like all their hands and shit. Like he said that shit was so funny, but he was like, he knew they was so serious because I mean people don't come out the house like that. So I mean I've seen some of that on the net, but to see that shit in person, boy, I know that shit was funny, man. Did y'all seen anything like that? Like people like wrapped in trash cans and trash bags and shit like that?
I've seen some silly shit like that, but it was at Walmart, so it was expected. It was a straight up motherfucking old school beanie cap. I don't know if it was like plastic from a tarp or what, but he had it hanging off like he had one of those, those safari hats that got the cape on the back of it. And he had that joint. When he walked outside, he buttoned it up. It was see through. I was like, okay, bro, made your own little hazmat, suit. Yeah, okay. I see. This is Walmart, so that might just be how he normally dressed. I don't know.
Right. And so some people not playing around, and then some people, as we saw in Florida, shit, the motherfuckers still going to spring break, going to the beach, going to what, like, so for some people it's like, hey, I'm doing everything I can to not get this shit, and to some people it's like, if I get it, I get it. I hope it don't kill me. Like, what y'all thoughts on that?
Really, I think it's young people that don't give a fuck right now. Those are your spring breakers. Those are the ones that are down there like, I'm not about to let no virus that only got like however many people ruin my life. I'm still doing it. And then the other group of people that's kind of a trip is old people who done lived through enough shit that they like, look, you gotta go at some point. I ain't finna let it fuck me up.
Yeah,
like it's a group of like there's seniors that are out there still doing the thing, like no cares in the world. But everybody in the middle seems to be a little bit paranoid right now.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think I might have already had it, pimp. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I was sick, they could not pinpoint diagnose me. You know what I mean? Like, they were saying it could be bronchitis, it could be sinus infection, it could be the flu. Okay, we ran this. It's not looking like the flu, but just in case, take this. Okay, it could be your bronchitis coming back, so just in case, take that. So I'm like, they didn't even have the test at the time. And then when I went back the second time, they tested me and I came back, negative. I'm like, well, I'm actually feeling better. I just got a lingering, like, upper respiratory thing going on. 2 weeks later, if you're suffering from upper respiratory problems, you probably got COVID-19. So yeah, I probably lived through that shit already, pimp. You know what I'm saying? And like West Coast was saying, my pops, he's 75. My man's like, look, he ain't trying to get nothing to spend his last days suffering. That's his only thing. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to. If that's what's going to take him out. Like, the man lived through Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? He lived through a bunch of crazy shit. If this is what's going to take him out, he was like, that's some fucked up comical irony from God. Okay, I just want to say that right now. But at the same time, he's going back and forth like, you know what? I am 75. Like, if this is it, then fuck it. I done lived long enough. I'm not going to, put myself in harm's way or go to nobody's house who I know might not be the cleanest, but you know, I'm gonna still do what I can do while I can, you know. So I see both sides of it, man. I'm just not trying to be sick and with nothing that don't nobody really know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Not no vaccine out there for it. I just don't want to deal with no shit like that. I mean, just be honest with you.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, I completely feel you. I completely feel you. I don't know, bro. Anybody got the latest stats on what it's looking like worldwide or in the country right now? For cases, and boy, I know I saw something on CNN over the weekend in Italy, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's when they moved the dead. It was just truckload after truckload of dead motherfuckers that this shit had killed that they don't want to take out in the daytime. So that's how they in Italy, where it's hitting real hard, they move the bodies at night.
Yeah, Italy is legitimately leading the league in deaths from this shit right now. Like, they up to 7,500. They had something like 500 deaths overnight.
Yeah, this shit wild, yo. So
they're legitimately at 7,500. As of right now, the United States,
10,000 cases.
We're at 64,675.
Mm-hmm.
We are at 910 deaths with 393 recoveries. So, Italy is leading the league overall. They're almost up to the number of China mainland. They've got 74,000.
Okay, I got the stats right here.
7,500 deaths.
New York has the most cases. Obviously, they're real condensed. They got 30,000 cases going on 31. They've had 285 deaths. Next is Jersey with 4,000 and 62 deaths. California, surprisingly, only has 2,800 cases of it and 60 deaths. Washington State is right behind California with 2,500, but they have more deaths. They have 125 more deaths.
Yeah, they started this dying from the Rona shit.
Everybody else basically just trickles down to like 1,800, 1,500, all the way down to North Carolina, where we got 556 current cases and 1 death. No place that has had any cases except for Maine, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Delaware, Nebraska, Idaho, and Montana, Wyoming, Virginia, surprisingly, and North Dakota and the Virgin Islands have 0 reported deaths and actually have cases of the Rona.
No doubt, because I think states that went the longest without a positive test might have been like Utah and
Alabama.
Utah got beat up. Utah
is on the list here. Let me find. They were more toward the bottom from what I saw. Yeah, Utah right now only had 4 deaths, and they have 332 confirmed cases of it.
Oh wow! And they're probably all in Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Well,
Sister wives.
I don't know, man. Just let me tell you let me tell you real quick. Just social distancing, man. I'm solo right now, man. I can't, my phone dry. ain't nobody coming through.
Lying.
All my little somethings. And and definitely if they got a dude, because they at home with their dude, so they're not gonna hit me up. So.
True that.
So this shit crazy right now, man. It's crazy right now, but I don't know, man. I gotta find something to do to pass the time. So
man, I just can't wait till December when we start getting these quarantine babies popping out. Whole bunch of kids named Scott and Charmin.
no
Angels.
doubt.
Don't forget about my little bounty now. I'm gonna give my little bounty.
Little bounty gonna be around. The coldest is gonna be when somebody give it a crucial middle name and like you find somebody about 12 years down the line named Corona Lachey. That's gonna be the coldest part.
No doubt.
The coldest Corona ever.
The coldest. Y'all already know it's a kid out there named the coldest.
Yeah, he better be the coldest. He played football too.
That's the coldest to ever do it.
The coldest to ever do it.
Yeah,
Shouts
man.
out to the coldest to ever do it. I
Yeah,
hope you
shout
really
out.
are the coldest. Please prove your name right, sir.
Yeah, he's
That's it. I
supposed to be
just want
pretty
him to make
good.
it to the league so I could enjoy being a
Oh,
fan of the coldest to ever
bruh.
do it.
What?
Coldest to ever do it. And shout out to the parents for having the audacity, the stones, and the gall to actually name your kid that. Like I don't know if he was high or what. Like,
Bruh. I don't know what was going on, but his daddy a cold motherfucker, okay?
yeah, hell yeah.
Because if his son the coldest to ever do it, his daddy gotta be a cold motherfucker.
Pop's a cold cat, you already know. That's a cool character right there.
Hey,
Motherfucker
listeners,
cool,
man.
He move in next door, kill your grass. Like, he don't give a shit.
No doubt. Listeners, Google that. Google the kid. That's actually the kid's name, the coldest to ever do it.
Yep, he named 2 of my fantasy teams.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Anything else on the Rona? And I know I saw San Fran, I saw LA, Chicago, New York, and Boston on CNN shows last night at like 6:30, and I'm sure CNN just picked a clip, but the fucking streets were empty. I'm sure they picked a clip of where the street was empty, but like
No, the streets are empty. Like, you heard it here first. These fools is they're in the house. Like, when I talked to my brother, he had me dying laughing. I'm getting pictures, people looking up at the sky in LA, like the sky is blue again. Because there's no pollution there, because nobody's out. Probably gets a trip. They're actually kind of adhering to it.
no doubt. That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. We band together. We follow the instruction, and we make it out of this thing. We just make it out of this thing. What y'all think, man? Actually, no. We're gonna cover that because we don't have a lot of politics, so we're gonna save the stimulus package for the petty party politics segment. Y'all good with that?
Works
Oh, yeah.
for me.
No doubt, no doubt. Real quick, I guess we got time before we jump into commercial. I actually left this off the topic list, but I definitely wanted to get into it. While the whole world has got this coronavirus crazy stuff going on, the NFL is business as usual. They are the NFL teams are making moves like they know they playing this season, and
Right.
if they like, it's people out here getting signed to 1-year deals, and I'm like, shit, ain't no guarantee. But anyway, whatever. So fellas, it's some NFL moves going on, man. But before Tuesday, I really, I could have talked about them in general. But now one hits very, very close to home for me specifically, and it's the Panthers releasing Cam Newton.
Ugh.
Officially yesterday, Cam Newton is no longer a Carolina Panther. West Coast, man.
I was about to ask you. Tell me how you feel as a Panther fan.
Does he still get his money is what I want to know, because they released him. You still get his bread, don't you?
His last year, the 19 mil owed on this deal. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they owe him some of it. But we were gonna get like some cap space back if we released him by X date. So I don't know, man. I feel like the organization must be going in a completely, like, we are definitely hitting the reset button. I really am speechless. I feel like Cam Newton is the best Panther to ever play the game.
Steve Smith?
Yeah, I have him. I have him one. I got Smitty too, but I got Cam one. And it's more so.
What do you think could have been done differently? Do you think they could have gave him more time to recover? Do you think that they could have beefed up the O-line to protect him more? You think they could have petitioned the league to keep those guys from late hitting him more? I mean, what do you think could have been done?
Well, Cam passes physical on Monday. Let the media tell it Cam's healthy. Let the
But
let the
there's a
let the
difference between
Panthers tell
being
it.
healthy and game ready.
Well,
Like
nobody.
straight
I
up.
mean, it's March, so nobody's game ready. But
Right? So there we go. So we know
like,
we ain't game ready.
but like that's what camp is for. That's what
Right.
that's what
Right.
the involuntary and the voluntary workouts are for. That's what camp is for. That's what preseason's for. So I feel like there was ample time to see what Cam was going to look like. I really think I don't think this has anything to do with Cam. I just think this is more of an organizational reset. I mean, we are losing players left and right. We lost Bradbury to the Giants, and we signed Cleveland's fifth string corner. Luke retired; he hasn't been replaced. We're just going to move Shaq. Like we signed like somebody's fourth string tight end. I can't remember the guy's name. Like we're losing players and we're re-signing like depth chart dudes. Now we're not replacing our starters with other starting caliber players. So I think the tank might be on. It's really just what I think. I think the tank might be on. We had a long season this season, and I think we're gonna have an even longer one next season. I like Ted. Don't get me wrong. This is not a shot at Teddy Bridgewater. I like Teddy Bridgewater. He's very accurate. He is a Alex Smith, Sam Bradford, check down short route type of quarterback. That's not a knock on. That's not a knock on Bridgewater. That's his game. Being that our offense is first of all, I don't because everybody got fired, so I don't know what our offense is going to look like. But if it's not check down West Coast quick passing type of stuff, I don't know why the fuck you bring in Teddy Bridgewater. And it's not like it was a stopgap deal. They gave him a 3-year, $60 million deal. When I think if you're just gonna tank to draft a quarterback, then bring anybody in. For all I care, but at least that signals the rebuild versus you spend $60 million on a quarterback that is a check down master. So I've got personal feelings because I love Cam Newton, and then I have Panther fan feelings as what the fuck are we doing? Organizationally, the moves that we're making aren't making much sense. So shout out Cam. Hopefully, man, somebody give you a chance. You get a job. I'm here in San Diego, Denver, Miami, just places like that, man. So
I've been hearing the Patriots too.
I've also of late been hearing the Patriots. So wherever you go, man, ride out, do your thing. Hey, I love you, boy. Stay up, stay real, and always be yourself, man. Shout out to you, one. You always be a Panther in my heart. So West Coast, that's what I think. How about you, man? What are your thoughts?
I feel like you guys are legitimately. It's a reboot is a great way to describe it, but I feel like it's more of a Control-Alt-Delete than a hard reboot. Because one of the other signings was the dude from the XFL.
The quarterback, yeah, I saw.
The quarterback from the XFL who was having a great season for the XFL, and turns out is also you guys as head coach's former college quarterback.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He led them to 10-win seasons. He was for a program that wasn't winning at all. So I feel like he is just straight up rebooting and trying to get his people in place. So in reality, I have no idea what to expect from you guys next year because I don't know what this coach is unproven, untested in the pro ranks. But he went and got his quarterback in particular. So even if Bridgewater's the starter, it's tremendously helpful to have somebody, your backup, who already knows the system that's coming in before anybody else does.
I mean, well, who knows? Are we running that system? We hired the OC from LSU or whatever. Are we? Oh, actually, I don't know.
You got questions there, but it's usually a sign to me when the coach goes and gets his quarterback. Kind of like Kyle Allen is a Redskin now. Ron Rivera went and got his quarterback back.
Yeah, Joe Brady. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'm super disgruntled.
You sound a lot like you sounded when the Hornets got rid of Kemba. Like, that's actually what you sound like. That's the tone of voice I hear from you again, because I remember that day was not a good day for you either.
Yeah, man. I just feel so, like I get it. I get that it happens. I mean, the Hornets are horrible too. So like, I mean, we're probably one of the bottom 5 teams in the league. So I feel like,
Yep.
I feel like that's what the Panthers are doing. Like we did not have a good year. And no quarterback that was on the roster last year will be on the roster next year. So, hey man, we could be bottom feeders. So I mean, we just never know. We're not doing a good job of managing our players for draft picks. We're just letting players walk out the door scot-free without getting anything in return. So I'm pretty worried. But hopefully our new owner, our old GM, who's doing what the owner tells him. Like, so I see a lot of Panthers fans like, oh, fire Marty Hurney. Like, please understand and be reasonable and know enough to know that Marty Hurney is not doing this without the direction of his new owner. Period. Like he is doing what's coming down the pipe, and we got what we got. So y'all can relax on the fire Hurney comments and everything like that. He's got a new coach right under him. He's got a new owner who wants to bring in his system and do it his way. All I can say is you fired people and moved on from people that had been very, very successful here and had the love of the city. And so I really hope you know what the fuck you're doing.
I guess that's the best way to say that. I really hope you know what the fuck you doing.
I second that.
HP, man, chime in on that for me, man.
I already did. I seconded everything you said. I'm just gonna let that ride. Like you cut the cars, just let it ride. I'm just gonna let that one ride.
Ain't no
I don't
doubt.
know what the fuck to say about them boys. I'm disappointed in the Hornets first and foremost. I know we ain't talking about them. I'm just throwing it out since they were mentioned. Don't know what the hell MJ doing with that team, but it's disgraceful. The Panthers, man, I don't know, bro. Like I'm with West Coast on the Control Alt Delete. It's kind of like a little quick fix, I don't think they're just throwing the whole thing away, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how it all plays out, especially with what's going on in our current nation right now with the Rona. It's gonna be interesting, to say the least.
No doubt. No
keep
doubt.
watching.
Hey, y'all think Waffle House open?
I feel like you could probably go get a waffle and some Jimmy Dean's right now. I feel like you could.
I think
I'm
if
fucking
all
hungry
places,
as fuck, yo.
I think of all places you can get something to eat, Waffle House would be one, but you just might come out with a side of the Rona. That's all I gotta say.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I feel like Waffle House is not adhering to social distancing.
You're gonna have to tell them to hold the Rona with them waffles, please.
So I can't go get I can't get no all-star breakfast, get it to go, and then get on out of there.
I mean, if it's a drive-through window or like a walk by and toss it out the window,
yeah,
maybe. But if you gotta go in there, I feel like he's right. The Rona lives somewhere in a Waffle House.
Because I went to Wingstop the other day, and like you could still get in the restaurant. You just had to make your order and then like get the fuck out. And then they would like call you, like let you know when it was done. You go in there and pick it up. But
so with the full DoorDash, like when I tell you I ain't left this house in days, like I haven't left this house in days.
No doubt. But I'm saying DoorDash is going. By the time we get off the show, it's gonna be pretty late. So DoorDash like at 11:30 at night, 10:30 at night.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's still there's still things that will deliver to me, but I'm just saying, I like I said earlier, I've been losing weight because I don't eat nearly as much at home.
True.
I can't figure out why. I don't know what.
So you don't cook?
That's not true at all.
I'm asking. Like that was a question. My bad. Do you, Jay? Do you cook?
No, it's not. I don't cook often. But when I do, I tend to cook for like 3-4 days worth of food.
Right.
Like, I don't know how to cook for one person.
True. Me either.
No, I'm just not good at
likewise.
it. So I just, whenever I cook, I gotta know in my heart that I'm gonna have leftovers for some time.
True that. Well, speaking of for some time and having leftovers, and we got some bills to pay. West Coast, why don't you give us a commercial, man? Your choice.
Oh, dealer's choice. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.
All right, that was the lovely ladies at Lynn and Kim, Anything, Everything, and Nothing. Y'all check them out. Lynn paranoid about the Rona these days. Kim working from home anyway, so she is less paranoid, but she's still paranoid.
No doubt, no doubt. And don't forget to check out the network, Defy Life Network. Don't forget to check out Defy Life Pods, Defy Life Gear. I guess we got to get with Jay because we supposed to have some gear out soon, gentlemen, that we can go and like let the folks know they can check out the Unsupervised the Spinoff podcast gear. And yeah, we're gonna be encouraging everybody to go check it out. Cop a t-shirt, cop 2 t-shirts actually, and
Right.
show us
And
some
then
love,
cop
man.
one for another homie as well. Cop like 3 of them.
No doubt, no doubt. When we drop those, we'll let you know. But in the meantime, you can always go to Defy Life Gear and get you some Defy Life apparel and represent the brand.
Straight up, hold it down.
No doubt, no doubt. It's time for our wacky stat of the week, my dudes. Welcome back, episode 8, Unsupervised Spinoff podcast. Hey, this one, I know we had been doing like nationwide stuff and all that, but this is gonna be a little different. It's gonna shake y'all up a little bit because it's different. Y'all may have knew this, or maybe not, but it's the one that I wanted to talk about. Drake's last album, Scorpion, right? Then in
I'm with you.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
What y'all think about that album?
Mm.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I listened to
he had some joints on there. He
You
did.
know what I'm saying? I mean, my shit boy John Blaze in that, though, say.
There's more John Blaze than that. I got John Blaze shit. Anyway. Yo, Drake's album Scorpion. In fact, I thought the first 12 songs were like, and I thought they were really good. I thought the album was actually pretty strong. I couldn't ever really get into the back half of it. But you know, whatever. I'm a big Drake fan. Drake puts out some strong albums all the time. So he ain't owe me nothing. I think that's been proven. But Drake, Scorpion, 8 billion streams.
Wow.
Sounds about right.
8.2 billion streams in 2018. Drake is already the most streamed artist in like 2015, 2016, and 2018. But Scorpion, man, like I think that might be more times. That might be enough streams for one person on the planet to have streamed it once at least. Because aren't we up to around 7.6 billion people on Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
right about there.
So yeah, Drake's Scorpion album was streamed more than the population of the Earth.
That's big, man.
So love or hate Drake, Hollywood Paul, man, talk about that for a second. What does that mean? Like, is that impressive in our day and age of music streaming? Because I remember like going platinum, selling 1 million albums was like the shit. Like if you did that, your album was successful. Your artistry was solidified. What does it mean if your album does 8 billion streams?
You just went diamond, my friend. That's the equivalent of selling like G Unit, Pimp Juice, and Us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's some Beatles, Eminem type of shit. You know what I'm saying? He's doing big numbers right now, and I mean, he's had a hell of a run. I hope it continues for the young man. You know, much abundance of success. I wish that upon everybody because I want it myself. So you want to see other people win too. But I mean, the dude's winning, and you know, I'm a Drake fan myself. Let me put it like this. I know the guy's creative, and I know he's creatively talented. I know that, you know, because being creative and being creatively talented are two different things. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'll get into that later. But anyway, I think that, you know, a lot of people hate on him because of the ghostwriting. And, you know, I like to tell people or explain to people, like, you look at certain people in the industry like Kevin Hart. Just use him. Like, we know Kevin Hart, he tells jokes, he acts, you know what I'm saying? He does, he's a spokesman for a lot of different products. He does all kind of shit. He produces, he directs. There's no way in hell you're going to wear that many hats and constantly keep moving and make $100 million in like 2 years and still have time to write your own jokes. Like, I get that some people are purists and they're like, oh, no, you're supposed to make time. Bruh, he got money and things to do. He ain't got time to write them jokes. What he is going to do is rehearse them motherfuckers and put some notes in and add his own little flavor onto it, which is what Drake does. The dude wears too many hats right now. So, of course, he's going to have some people come in, song is already done. They give him the reference track, and he goes in and he puts his flavor onto it, and we got another banger. So, I don't care, man. Just as long as it's a good song, that's part of the art to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, just like a person that draws, somebody had to make the paper. You know what I mean? So, anyway, but I think that what he's doing is huge, man. I really, really do. A black artist basically going diamond. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, diamond is when you go platinum 4 times over. So you know that's what he's doing right now. In the age of streaming, to the equivalent of album sales, because ain't nobody buying albums and playing CDs no more, or cassette tapes.
Right.
But
right.
He's doing his fucking thing, man. I mean, the ladies love him, and Pac always said, you make something for the ladies and they love you, you gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? Your shit gonna sell for real. And all the ladies love him. People dudes talk shit that he's sappy, but you see some of the hardest cats walking around bumping some Drake. You know, and don't let a little shorty come through. And, you know what I'm saying? That Netflix and chill type thing. Right. He gonna have tell me what's really going on. That soldier. You know what I'm saying? I mean, bruh, you gonna have that
fucking flow, say.
Word for word, bar for bar. But anyway, yeah, man. So I think Drake is he's killing it, man. I mean, he's killing it. Rumble, young man.
Yeah, ride, young man, ride. Drizzy, man, 8.2 million streams on Scorpion. West Coast, man, chime in on that. That's impressive. Not so much. That's, you know, ain't nobody else doing it. So let me know your thoughts on it.
No, that's absolutely impressive. What I'm looking up, I'm trying to figure out what the album equivalent unit is, which apparently is a measurement unit in the music industry that defines music that equals the purchase of one album copy. So what they said is like one album sale equals 10 song downloads, which equals 1,500 song streams.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so at 1,500 song streams per album sold, what are we looking at? What did you tell me? 8.2 billion?
Yep.
What is that divided by 15? Calculator, where are you when I need you? Has anybody got that off the top of their head? Because I certainly don't.
Fuck, nah, I did not major in math.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
You said 8.2 billion divided by 15?
8.2 billion divided by 1,500.
1,500.
A whole fucking lot.
I feel like I got a whole bunch of zeros involved. Let me count all them zeros. Yep, that's enough zeros. divided by 1,500.
So yeah, he's went diamond. That's 5 million and something albums. So
that is 5.46 million albums sold. Like that's
one
a
diamond.
lot. Like that's a lot. So
that's a whole lot.
Apparently, it was God's plan when Drake got upset
for an album that I didn't even think.
Emotionless, but he used his mob ties, and 8 out of 10 people streamed that thing. The other 2 probably can't take a joke. Because I mean, I do this nonstop. I don't mind. Like, it's not about survival for me. I'm trying to elevate everybody. You feel me? Is there more? Right. Somebody bring Sandra Rose, and those were actually all.
Those are songs. Titles. Yeah, those are songs on the song.
I like it.
Songs on the song. Yeah, I caught what you was doing.
Yeah, you know, you dug it for a second. Got your shovel out. You could dig it.
You was doing the Michael Jackson thing. You know, you looked at the man in the mirror when you was walking on the moon.
I did.
You know what I'm saying?
Every so often you gotta stop and take a look at the man in the mirror. You feel me? Because it's just another part of me.
No doubt. 5.4 million streams.
I'm also a fan, so congratulations. Drake, you come a long way from
the
young dude. From DeGeneres, from being a wheelchair Jimmy on DeGeneres. You come a long way from Degrassi to even being a young dude on Young Money. Like, you've come a long way. And it's it's been cool to listen to.
Drake?
I'm going to tell y'all, ever since, Drake, his transition as an artist has been crazy, but I'm telling you, ever since that the first bar of that shit hit, last name ever, first name greatest, like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. I've been riding with Drake since that moment.
Likewise, sir.
He got me with know that I don't make music for niggas that don't get pussy. I was like,
yes. That was a little later, though. If you wasn't on, that was a little later.
He went on him then. He went on him then.
No. I'm saying that's where I was officially all in right there. It was just like,
okay.
But you know what I mean? Like I said, early when he was the young dude on Young Money, all of the shit, like I remember all of that shit. But that was the line in particular that resonated with me the most of his career.
No doubt. And it seemed like... Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just going to throw out mine. And I know it sounds superficial and everything, but I had to actually look this shit up. Because when he said, someone tell Malaya I'm on fire, she should work tonight. I looked this shit, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? So I went to my homeboy after I couldn't find nothing on the internet. And then he was like, oh, Malaya's that thick-ass stripper, man. So I had to look up Malaya, right? Stripper. When I seen her, I was like, I'm a fan of this nigga. I'm officially a fan of this nigga.
I like where he's going with this.
I like where he's going with that, sir.
What song was that on? Tell me I'm alive. I should work tonight.
Miss Me When I'm Gone or something like that.
Yeah, miss me. Ooh,
yeah.
Shit, motherfucker, goddamn.
That's it.
Kicking bitches out the condo like Pam. Yes,
Bruh.
they killed that shit. They killed that shit.
Bruh. When he said that. But that's Soldier, though, so I'm going to just keep it moving, okay?
No doubt. Soldier, you should have, a little change of your... Shout out to you, Soldier. A little change of your style, a little, I don't know. You ain't light-skinned enough. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, Drake, man. Shout out to the kid, Drake, man. Drizzy, can't wait till you bless us with something else. But even if you don't, I still listen to all your shits like day one bangers. I even go back and listen to that shit. That shit we was just talking about right then. Tell me what's really going on. Drizzy back. Hey, man, Drake, man. Come on, man. And it seemed like whenever he featured, that his verse make the song.
Yeah, man.
So if he on
voice.
The song,
good voice.
And if he on the song, I go fuck with the song. Like, period.
Oh yeah.
He on shit with niggas I don't even listen to, but I listen to that song like, oh shit, that nigga on this song with him. Alright, shit, I'm gonna go fuck with the song. But Drake, man, Wacky Stat of the week.
I'll give it a listen.
No doubt.
Give that one a go.
8.2 billion. It's crazy. Yo, man. Petty party politics, our segment for the week. We didn't really have too much going on in the world of politics, with the exception of a couple things, both related to the coronavirus. But I did want to move them from off the coronavirus part of the discussion to its own part, because we didn't really have a whole bunch of stuff going on with, presidential races or anything like that. We do have a president who's been giving daily or semi-daily press conferences. Y'all been watching President Trump in these press conferences, man.
When I saw him on stage and the woman said, "I have a little fever," and he said, "Uh-oh," and ran off the stage, I was like, you know what? If I wasn't done before, I'm officially done with this motherfucker right now. This nigga just said, "Uh-oh," and ran off the stage.
Yo.
On TV, though.
No doubt. Y'all, did y'all see his? No doubt, but I feel like that's expected. Like,
when the motherfucker said people have died who have never died before, I was like, you know what, man? Some of us can't even logitate the hell you saying. Okay, what the fuck is that in reference to, Trump? The hell you mean? People have died who have never died before. What the fuck is you trying to say, man?
That's so funny.
Man, that's Shakespearean. That's Genghis, man. Look, got a Shakespeare flow. You heard that shit. Man, look. In order to have died, you can't have died before. Feel me?
Y'all know everything this motherfucker say got to go into like the presidential archives and all of the historic U.S. Congressional Hall of Fame. Like everything this motherfucker say got to be law for history. Y'all know that, right? And
I have been on hold waiting for the president of the United States Virgin Islands to call me back. They go, and
when we all dead and gone, they get this motherfucker's transcripts and shit. They get the reading and shit. They gonna be like, yo, who the fuck was this President Trump dude? Like, y'all see this? Y'all see the shit he say?
The best part is that his tweets are also entered into the record.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the best part. So when they see a picture that says, "Hey, Greenland, I promise if we buy you, I promise not to do this," and see a picture of Greenland with a Trump Tower in the middle of it, and be like, "Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, what?
What about his altered hurricane path where he included Louisiana and shit in with the Sharpie?
With the Sharpie?
Yeah.
The Sharpie path was the coldest.
My man's got some classic shit, man. He got some classic shit. But y'all see his press conference today or yesterday?
No, I didn't catch either of those.
Hey, I don't know if he's like high before he speaks. So he has in his mind that like he just said the date of Easter. Like, I want this to be over with by Easter. And like, cause that's to me, that would be like a great time for everything to be wrapped up and everybody to be back, shit to be back to normal. And I was like, this motherfucker smoking. Easter's in like April, May, January, March. Easter is like less than 30 days away, or right at 30 days away. Like, what he's smoking? Like, we might not have peaked in 30 days.
So Easter is on Sunday, April 12th this year, which puts it roughly 20 days away, maybe.
Yeah, he dreaming.
Kids aren't something we don't.
They don't. Kids aren't even expected to go back to school until didn't they get sat out till May?
May 15th in North Carolina. But so he just wants the company opened up and just raring to go by Easter. Come on, man. Like, that's some optimistic shit, man. Is it realistic? No. But it is optimistic as hell.
if he had any credibility, does that shoot his credit? Does it give any holes into his credibility? Like when clearly New York, New Jersey, they're saying yo, we need 1 million tests. We need respirators, and he's like, yeah, y'all gonna get a few thousand of them, and they're like, no, we need 380,000 of them just to start. So like,
and he responded wrong.
So fuck all the rest of the lies. This is when we need the truth. This is when we need for our president to be able to get in a press conference and the shit he says out of his mouth, for it to be real information, don't nobody give a fuck about re-elections and shit right now. Motherfuckers is just trying to figure out how to fucking live the next day. It's already people that's been out of work for 2 weeks. Them motherfuckers trying to figure out how they gonna pay their bills next month in April. Like, people just need the president to say some real shit and not just get not just get at press conferences and just say whatever the fuck is coming to his mind. Man, look, somebody, I
agree, man. I agree.
I hear where you're coming from.
I agree,
I think that you are vastly overestimating this president's ability to do that.
But this ain't Hawk. It is
for him, though. Like, this is who the dude is, and is going to continue to be. We knew that.
And
already.
The people that support him, we already talked about this. His supporters, are those the type of people to really be able to handle the truth and not just go into panic and anarchy?
They're already.
we see what happens.
Toilet paper right now.
That's what I'm saying. You people I'm not going to just try to say we're better than people, but as far as the level of thinking, even in a high moment, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker be like, nigga, you high right now. You like, I am tripping. But does that happen with his supporters? Has anyone been like, I am tripping. I shouldn't be supporting this motherfucking buffoon? Yeah, I don't think that happens. They look at him. No. Well, yeah, anyone who said that, they're gone.
He fired.
As far as I'm talking about the supporters, the people who voted for him, like his constituents, not the motherfuckers who's working for him and trying to pat their pockets.
I mean, I'm sure that somewhere somebody that supports him is still sitting there going, but he's the president, so he knows.
Absolutely. So I don't think that him getting up there and being honest is, blatantly honest is really going to help.
And in reality, he was blatantly honest when he said, "Uh-oh," and ran away. That was an honest reaction.
Touché.
Like, point blank, period. That was the president being honest.
That's facts. Well, enough about him. I can go on about him in this. We'll just continue to watch 45 and see how he continues to handle the nation and the world in crises. Because this is really when presidents come to shine. And so far, I haven't been very impressed with his decisions from the door since this, and that's not me being critical.
Shine of a match, like one of them matches that you light a fireplace with, the long ones. He got about that much shine.
Well, my comment it's not because I disagree with or that I don't like him. I was actually willing to take all my issues with him and compartmentalize it for his handling of if he handled this shit well, I was gonna be like, he fucked up a lot of shit, but he handled that coronavirus when we needed it most. I can't say that right now. So yeah.
Come on, he said "uh-oh" and ran. Like, come on. How is that not handling it correctly? That's what I don't understand. I know if I see the Rona, I'm gonna say "uh-oh" and run. If I see it coming around the corner, uh-oh, I'm out.
No doubt. Well, gentlemen, $2.2 trillion home economic stimulus package. I'm sure it has a name.
It was Trump care.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That it got to have Trump's name on it. Everything he do got his name on it. Look at his buildings.
Well, this may be one of the biggest pieces of legislation ever written by the United States Congress. Super complex. Not really sure the full scope of what it does or what it handles, but it basically doles out billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars to general sectors for business sectors of the United States economic infrastructure and individuals. There's money in there for individual citizens as well.
Yep, what we're looking at as of right now is anybody that makes less than $75,000 a year should receive a $1,200 stimulus. Here, have this. Apparently, the bill extends funding to abstinence education and includes $400 million just to help run elections. But the $1,200, any household that makes less than $150,000 a year combined gets $2,400. So we're looking at as long as they're working, they get, or as long as they have a job that makes less than $75,000, they'll get $2,400 plus an additional $500 for each child in the house. So it's a Band-Aid. You feel me? It's going to get people through a month or so. Now, the key becomes if everybody stays home for real and doesn't let the virus spread any further, then that'll help for when it's actually time for us to be able to go back. That'll get a couple of things paid for and that'll knock some people's worries down a little bit.
Down a little bit. Is it too much? Is it enough? Hollywood?
Man.
What could $1,200 do for you?
I'd pay a couple of bills. I mean, I could, but I'm good with what I make. I could invest that money. Honestly, that's what I would do with it. I would just invest it. I would buy some options and swing them babies, make some money. I'll do some put calls, especially right now. You make some money on some puts. You know, that's what I would do. But a lot of other people ain't thinking about it. They're thinking about how they're gonna pay for shit. Like, you know, a lady I work with, she just got laid off from the hotel, my part time. And she's one of the non-essential workers that could be released. So they're like running a skeleton crew outside of like the front desk area. So she was very upset when she was like, I heard they blocked it. The Democrats blocked it. So I was trying to break down to her, you know, some of the ins and outs, why they were arguing it, basically how they were looking out for big businesses and, you know, basically giving them all kind of shit, letting them rock, you know, scot-free with it. And they were kind of holding us on the hook for giving us this money. It's not right. And
right.
She didn't give a damn about any of that. She was like, how the hell am I going to pay this car payment I just got? You know what I'm saying? How am I going to pay my rent? You know, I'm getting laid off. Unemployment ain't going to cover half this crap. And they're going to give me, it's going to take a while for unemployment to kick in. By the time this is over, they're going to call me back here to the hotel. So all my shit going to be behind, about to get cut off. I'm like, yeah, I understand. You know, I wish I was a millionaire. I would look out, but I'm not. I can't do nothing. You know, so right. I get it. A lot of people, you know, look, another girl I work with at my day job, she was telling me how, you know, this was going to help her son get a car because he's about to go away to college. And so they were like, oh, this is such a big blessing. You know,
is he though? Is he really about to go away to college?
I don't know, bro.
We don't
know.
We don't know if they're going to reopen campus next semester.
We don't know.
Like, we hope he can go away to. Anyway, I didn't mean to. Go ahead. My bad.
No, you're good, dude. These are things I didn't want to say in the moment because, of course, I don't want to, add fuel to the fire or be disparaging in one of those moments. I don't want to be that guy, even though I'm realistically looking like, dog, we don't know what the hell's going to happen. Like I said a couple of shows back, like this could change the face of the world as we're looking at it. We don't know how big this thing can get, man. You know,
yeah.
This could really change a lot of things. And then, of course, as more time goes on, the virus mutates. You know, it could start killing off young people who are healthy. You know, it could be like a serious plague amongst our society.
Right. There's no telling how long we could be dealing with this thing either. Like, if we listen to the president, it'll be over by Easter, but something tells me that's not the case.
I don't really want to take the scientific opinion of someone who says, "Uh-oh." I'm just, I'm just saying.
You know, come on,
When they
man,
hear
that's
about
a scientific approach to the virus. And bounce.
So I want to touch on something. So you're exactly right. The reason the Democrats, so we bailed. I can't remember what we bailed out before, but we didn't put a lot of regulations around it.
It was the auto industry.
I was gonna say it was either the banks or the auto industry or something.
The
But
banks, the auto industry, and then it was the
Wall Street or something.
Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae or something like that. Or what was it? It was the real estate. When the real estate went down, then we came back and bailed out the banks and Wall Street. Then we came back and bailed out the automotive industry. Obama.
Right. So something happened to where like that money that the industry got never actually made it to like the people. I can't remember specifically which industry it was, but what the Democrats learned is like, okay, if we just pour, $400 billion into a sector without regulations, that money's not going to make its way to the people. And so the version, the Senate's version that was blocked by the House Democrats, was a version in that was very similar to those other bailouts that did not have very much regulation on the sectors themselves. And so the House presented a version where they wanted to make sure that whatever bailout was given, that could make its way to the American people. So, and apparently neither side, of course, got everything that they wanted. So there's going to be some regulation, but not too much, so on and so forth. So, but they did come to a deal. They did come to an agreement roughly more than $2 trillion in a super emergency package to stimulate the U.S. economy and get money into the pockets of American workers that may be hurting. I was very optimistic about this package and the $1,200 and for everybody. And then I started to think, like, while I'm very happy and very grateful that there's got to be steps taken, just because there's so much we don't know, I'm still worried. I could certainly use $1,200 to do some things with and pay some bills for the month, and but I feel like there are a lot of people that, and that's just because I'm not too much hurting for anything now, but I feel like there are people that are really hurting, that are already behind, that are already in some sort of financial strain, and like this is going to help, but I don't know that it's going to be enough. So we got to start somewhere. So I applaud the federal government. I applaud the Senate as misguided as their bill was, and I applaud the House as well for their bill. I also applaud the Trump administration for being able to go along with the ride for this one. I know Republicans hate the idea of free handouts and socialism and things like that. This is socialism, by the way, but I know Republicans hate that idea. But kind of like the president said, this is nobody's fault. And I already know people, like I said, that have been out of work for 2 weeks, and they're already like, I literally don't know what I'm going to do. So I guess those checks may come in April or the digital. I don't know how it's coming. I guess it's going to be
a digital currency. Like, how is that going to work? Because, I mean, a lot of people don't know jack shit about Bitcoin and digital currency at all.
Yeah, like there's a lot, and there's a lot of people that lack education enough to even know what to like. And so there's an education gap, as we already know, and then there's really old people that like, what the fuck is this? Like, so like, I don't have grandparents, but when my grandparents were alive still, if they were to get this, like my granddad wouldn't know how to do this to help get his insulin order. Like I I just think that we got to be smart. Just issue people checks. People are used to getting checks. Don't try to change. Don't try to change up shit in a crisis. Like, so,
Right.
We got a crisis, and now we're about to introduce this digital currency shit. Like, nah, you should have if you wanted to introduce digital currency, you should have did that shit like a year and a half ago when like there was no crisis. But now it's a crisis. You only compound the crisis when you try to make a change that no one's used to in that crisis. So hopefully they keep it simple.
I mean, there's a lot of cats I know that trade crypto and don't even know how to cash it out to actually get money from it. They've been trading the hell out of it, mining bitcoins. Like seriously, right now. Like, I know people who have Bitcoin, they don't know what the fuck to do with it. Like 175 racks worth, don't know what to do with it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Run some of them racks at your boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So the one thing that I will throw in here that other than the $1,200 payments for anybody that makes $75,000 or less, the bill is nearly 900 pages long. We're not going to find out what's actually in it for years to come. There's going to be pork in there that's just filling up somebody somewhere's pockets, and we'll never know it.
Well, unless you're an avid constitutional reader, it'll be out there for you to go read if you...
Okay. When was the last time you read a 900-page anything?
I mean, I've read 900-page things before, but I'm not gonna front like I'm gonna go read this law.
Right. So that's about my only real concern, is that there's going to be something that we won't find out for years. Where it's like, wait, how did you even get that money? But past that $1,200 a pop, that's what they're going to give the American people to make them not pay attention to the other 899 pages.
True that.
Thanks.
Well, I'll say this, and then we got to move on. But like, there are sectors that are really hurting. So like, I'm not gonna, we find out just like we didn't really find out the effects of that other shit for years. We didn't find out that the banks or whoever that money didn't get to the people for years, and so it'll come out. Hopefully, it's written well and it does what it does what the purpose that it serves, and hopefully we're not in this situation for very much longer. But at least it can tide people over until like their unemployment starts to kick in, they start getting checks and things like that. But with people saying like no evictions, no this, no that, I think they are. Though I wish they would have put something in place that also said, hey, you get a 35-day mulligan for your car payment or your rent, or because giving the money is cool, but if you still got if you have a Ford and you still got Ford Motor Finance calling you every day for your car payment that you can't pay, that still sucks too. So just be on the lookout, everybody. Hopefully this thing goes well, but every day is a new. That's why we're going to keep covering this, because every day, every week presents us with new shit to talk about on the coronavirus front, whether it's the virus itself, home living, or the political side. So if you have any concerns or comments, definitely post it on our Facebook page, and let us know. We'll review your comments and thoughts on the air. Y'all ready for our topic of the week?
Yeah. I did the Trey songs on y'all.
Yeah, you get my Drake on that one. Yeah,
no doubt. Our topic of the week, man. I know we talked a little bit about this off air one night, kind of pre or post production. And I just thought it was an interesting topic. I know a lot of times we talk about, social standpoint, opposite sex, things like that. But today we're gonna get into something a little more relevant to the culture, culturally relevant, and it's black men and women. It doesn't just have to be men, but in black men, black folks going in every day, working in a professional environment. Share that as an experience in your career. Like how do we make that work? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the triumphs, some of the joys of, kind of being in here and, putting your pants on, going to work, and then, we could face challenges just because we're black, or just because you're a woman, or just because you're, you got locks, or, whatever the case may be. So I wanted to talk about some of that, get into that, and get your thoughts and perspective from my amazing co-host, as I know you're both heavily involved with the culture. So West Coast Jay, man, I'm gonna start with you, man. Just kind of give me a general overview, and kind of what your thoughts are on that. Anything challenging for you, or anything you want to bring up or talk about with the people?
Well, it's one of the things that I have the biggest issue with is shit I can't prove. Just the idea that we have to work harder, we have to shine brighter, we have to, in order to get any kind of recognition from everyone else. Now, I work in a heavily corporate environment. Like a heavily corporate. So there are, off the top of my head, there is one black male in senior management. There's 1,500 employees in that building, just that building. So
Damn.
Where I am, it is a little, like I said, it's I don't like talking about things I can't prove. But there is an abundance of non-blacks, mostly white, executive level people.
Right.
And to add, a lot of black people who are striving for that, or were striving and were working hard toward that, continuously got stonewalled, meaning little petty things would be brought up that would stifle their ascent. Things were mentioned, or plain out, I just didn't like you, so I hired somebody else that was less competent than you. I know this for a fact because this person has leaned on you every day to do the job they have currently, but I'm going to promote them over you. That has happened. I've witnessed it when I work for that same company. I still have communication with some of those people who have left the entire company due to it happening. I know 2 current supervisors who literally had to walk out just to get the job they have now.
Wow.
Literally had to band together to walk out. 2 black women just to get where they're at. And will they go further than this? I don't know. Have they tried? Absolutely. I know personally.
So, so this is a thing. So let's talk about it. Hollywood Paul? Because I tell this to my company all the time: is we don't have any senior executive people of color anywhere in our entire company. And I've brought that to their attention. I tell them, when you hire black people, that's one of the first things we look at. We look for people of color in those positions to see if that is something that you do, and that's something that I do or do not have the ability to look forward to. My company just passed me over for a promotion in that very light. instead of promoting me, they promoted a white girl that's been in the company for 1/4 of the amount of time that I have. If you were to ask me personally, is she better than me? The answer is fuck no. I trained the people that trained her. No color at all. And the thing that's quote unquote tried to explain to me is that, well, sometimes the timing hasn't been right, or there hasn't been anyone that, went for the position when the position was available. Excuse. Which some of that may be valid, but then it happened to me. It personally happened to me. So now there's shit you can tell me. And the other person, so full transparency, the 3 people that they were thinking about giving it the position to was me, a black male, a black female, and a white female. So there's a 66% chance of giving this position to a person of color. I don't got to tell y'all what they did.
Right.
A 66% chance of if I was a betting man, I would have said, 66% chance, person of color. And we're going to go with the higher odds. Nope.
Right.
Neither one of us got the position.
Yeah, those are good odds. So in general, that's what you would think. That's
what you would think.
In your opinion, were you also both equally qualified? Was it what happened?
I am tremendously more qualified, because I've actually been operating in that role for quite some time. I operate in that role kind of without the title, just because of what my current role is. So, the shockwaves that went through the company when this thing was announced. It wasn't going to be me. It wasn't going to be this other young lady. It was going to be the new white chick. So I'm still very, 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 very disgruntled.
As you should be.
But like West Coast said, it's one of those things where I can't prove it.
Well, it's because no one's come right out and said it's because you're black. We're intimidated by you and your level of intelligence. We know that you're not going to look out for me over the next black person who's qualified just a little bit more than me, just because of the simple fact that you're black. We don't know if that's a thing with you. We don't know if you're going to flip out one day. Susie's scared of you, by the way. So there's all of that shit that's not said, but it's talked about, if that makes sense. It's not officially written down and given to you as a reason why they didn't hire you. But has that conversation never come up in your office ever?
At least not
around a water cooler.
At least not that I'm aware of. And I tried it. So I try to be, because I'm aware of this. I try to be the least intimidating black men these white folks have ever seen. Because I know that that's a real thing. And I'm not overly intimidating anyway, but I'm definitely I'm professional. I'm corporate. I've been working in professional environments for years. There's just not. Another crazy thing is and for 5 years in a row, and so you guys are familiar with annual reviews and things like that. For 5 years in a row, I've gotten perfect annual reviews. Even my 2019 mid-year review was the score was perfect. How about my end of year review? Was the lowest I've ever gotten. I got 2s and shit. I never get 2s. I was like, are y'all? So I feel like that review was given to me intentionally to make this move justifiable on paper, in case I make a stink about it and this thing goes like public, or I call it the news, or like whatever. Like I feel like this shit was made like intentionally just so to cover somebody's ass.
Wouldn't be the first time. I've literally witnessed, as I mentioned before to you guys offline. I'm not too sure if I've talked about it on here, but I had a coworker who she was a white woman. She used to be a drunk. She killed a family of 4 driving drunk. She was so drunk, she did not realize that she was in an accident until after she sobered up in the drunk tank, hours after she'd been arrested. Didn't even realize they gave her a breathalyzer. She didn't know what happened. She did 2 years only. Okay, for one, killed 4 fucking people. Mind you, this was while driving on a suspended license after receiving her 3rd DUI. She only did 2 years. Got out and got a job working right next to a bar, mind you. And then got promoted over an employee, a fellow coworker of mine who was working at this business for about 5 years at the time. Like if you were to go on Google reviews for this business I work for, you would see like the first 10 mention this coworker by name, how great the experience is being at this business. They promoted that white woman over the black employee who was there for 5 years. Without question, the first time she applied for the job. Mind you, this was like the 4th time this black woman had applied for this job. Okay. And the talk around the water cooler was because she was black, for one, because she was defiant, meaning she would ask questions. She would say, well, why would we do it this way versus the other way? And the way you want us to do it isn't even our company's corporate policy. You know, just trying to gauge how we're going to run this business and manage things. Because she was a department manager, but tried to move up. To the point to where she said, okay, well, fuck it. I don't want that small level move up. I'll go for the bigger one. Mm-hmm. Went for the bigger one, applied for the corporate. They sent the corporate liaison there to interview her. The manager legitimately bold-faced lied and said, oh, no, she didn't apply for that job. If she did, she withdrew her application. She just told me that today. Mind you, that employee wasn't even in the business at all that day. We checked the cameras. She wasn't even scheduled. She didn't even step foot in the door. We asked, well, did you call and have a conversation? Well, no, it was reported to the corporate liaison that she was actually here checking her schedule, and that's when the communication got sent into her manager to draw her name out the hat, which never happened. What happened next? They hired a white girl who literally, I want to say out of the 3 months that she was working there, she probably worked maybe 2.5 weeks, because she would like call out, no call, no show, be drunk the night before, call out like, hey, I'm too drunk to come in. I partied last night. They literally hired this woman over this employee that faithfully been showing up, faithfully been bringing in business, faithfully been making customers feel appreciated and happy and that their dollar is earned and all of that. Mm-hmm. Hired her over this 5-year tenured employee. So, and then mind you, like you said, walking around, putting on the best face, best foot forward, you know, being very professional, being very non-threatening, very non-defiant, still got overlooked. Still. So you might can't prove that that's exactly why, but I mean, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, I don't think it's a dog.
Now, Hollywood, you got any black folks in your senior management where you work?
Senior management at this point, I would say they're not originally from the States, if I would say. They're not black. We do have management that is, I guess they're like the next level up, but we don't have any VPs, no, that are black. I have not seen one. Now, like most of the supervisors walking like just like a regular entry level supervisor, or someone who's been there 5-10 years, like it's nothing. I haven't seen not one that's white. All of them are black. But
because they'll make us supervisors. They'll make us supervisors. They'll make us assistant managers. They'll make us associate directors. They'll make us, Yeah.
But not one is a VP or like a high level operator, like senior management type. Haven't seen not one.
Now,
one.
West Coast, do you think that's a conscious decision? Is that a thing? Is it really that just black folks don't apply for those jobs? Like, are we just not out here to be VPs? We not out here to be directors? We just, I made it to this associate director spot, so I'm good. Is that what we thinking?
I don't believe that's what we're thinking at all. I think that, like everybody else, we enter the corporate environment, we enter the workforce trying to achieve, trying to get better, trying to move up, trying to get the good promotion, trying to get the good office, trying to do all of these things. Now, I think that there's a lot of, for lack of a better way to put it, generational bias. And by that, I mean that the generations before us didn't have black executives unless they went and made it themselves. Like, the only place that you actually saw black executives was in black-owned companies.
Right.
So I feel like it's more of it's a recognition of they want to. It's comfort for them.
What do you mean?
Had it, like, it really takes an innovator. It really takes somebody who is actually progressively forward thinking. I won't even say progressive. I'll say forward thinking. Someone that's actually thinking of the future. That's actually reading the landscape. It's actually trying to. If they're trying to market to everyone, if they're trying to make everyone buy something, if they're trying to provide a service for everyone, then it takes somebody who's actually thinking like a human. Like they're it would be like getting a resume and only reading the qualifications on the resume, as opposed to having an in-person interview. Like, if that was the case, I think that there would be a lot more color in upper management in a lot of companies.
Well,
but the moment they walk in, then there's a bias that comes from wherever that bias comes from. I don't know where that bias comes from.
So you mean there's a double bias, because we already know that a company is 70% less likely to even call you for an interview if your resume has a black appearing or sounding name.
Correct.
And so I'm shooting myself in the foot if my name is DeAndre.
If you're the coldest to ever do it, you probably ain't working in corporate America.
Right, so that's a 70% chance they're not even going to call me. They're just going to skip my resume because my name sounds black, which lets them know that they think I'm black. And then I get in the door and there's even more fucking bias? That's what you're saying? That's what you're telling me?
That's what it seems
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or if you do get in the door with the coldest to ever do it, you're going to work an entry-level job for some time. And that's because they needed a lot of bodies, so you got cattle called in. Like, if it's a specific job, I don't know about that one, bro.
Okay, so let me ask this, because in a lot of scenarios, like, okay, Hollywood Paul, like you just said, so fuck it, I'm already in the building, I'm already in the door, I already work here. I've been working here, I've been working my ass off. You already see my work ethic, you already see what I bring because I'm here every day. Then why not promote me? Why not?
Because you may take my job and bring your friends along with you, and your friends aren't my friends.
Is it so that's what we think it is. We think
there's a bias that I'm intimidated by you. Why would, dude? All the ladies like you. You dress nice. You speak well. Everyone in this office loves you. We go out to a work event. You know, hella people that are just randomly there that don't even work with us. Like, you are the man. How would I not be fucking intimidated by you? The only thing, I make more money than you. Your girls or girl is hotter than my fucking, chop Louis over there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't got nothing on you except I make more money and I can fire you. I control your future at this company. That's the one thing I have over you. You're the man in everything else compared to me.
So you think this is a decision made by an individual person or persons that are directly over you, and not necessarily the standpoint of the company?
If that was the case, I think a lot of people who I personally know would be running some corporations right now. I'll name this company because I don't work for them anymore. But Volvo Action Service, they're a trucking dispatch service in Greensboro, North Carolina, for the Volvo Trucking Company. This guy named Ty, he was a black man. He was the director of the call center. They would not promote this man. He made it there underneath the old director, who happened to be a black woman, like, triple master's degree, doctorate degree having black woman, had to work there 30-something years until she finally got promoted after somebody vacated the position. Then what did she do? She brought up her people who she came up with, like most individuals would do.
But these were deserved people, right? These weren't just I'm gonna promote my friend. These were just like
they earned it. They weren't just in those positions because they were black and we were cool with each other. No. They were efficient. They were the shit. And when the black woman left,
hold on.
Okay.
So they promoted the guy to director. What's higher than director? If just tell me real quick.
He would be a VP.
Okay, cool.
Level.
Okay, cool.
So when the former director left, she left the entire company because she couldn't get promoted. And he became the new director. Well, he was the shit. I mean, turned that business around, man. From this, you could just look at the stats and see how he turned it around. And I mean, it was thriving. And essentially, they wouldn't promote him. So he made a friend in corporate, happened to be a white guy, Swedish. Reached out to that friend. And they basically came up with an idea to start a pilot for a new position that Ty created. He had to create a job to move laterally out of the job he currently had because they would not promote him up. And then as soon as he left, that sector of the business went to shit. The numbers reflected. So it shows how qualified he was. It showed that he had ideas to implement innovation and make things better. I mean, made people happy. Instituted so many different work programs that made the morale so high for the employees. I mean, instituted training programs that kept people there. It wasn't a revolving door because people just couldn't manage to work the job efficiently. I mean, he was a shit, but literally could not get promoted. And he's a light bright brother, but he's one of those deep voiced, hey, what's good, man? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? He's a guy with a presence. You know what I'm saying? Everyone loves him. Everyone knows him. He has an intimidation factor about him if you're not an alpha yourself. So I believe all that had something to do with it.
Right.
And his name was Ty. And they called him Black Ty. So would you relate to Black Ty? You see what I'm saying? So I definitely believe it. I can't prove it, but because no one's flat out written it down or said it. But I mean, come on.
Right. And it's always crazy. It's never like it's like we can't prove it.
Not until someone says it, like what happened to me when I worked at Papa John's and someone called me a stupid black nigga on the clock, and then the manager called me boy, and when I said, are you trying to racially insult me by saying the word boy and using it as a term to speak to me by my name? Yes, boy, you heard me. Until something like that happens, you can't prove it.
Nope.
Well,
it's unfortunate, but it's also unprovable.
So what do we do? How do we fight that? Like, how do we?
You start your own.
You start your own.
Stop begging for a seat at someone else's table and build your own table. That's bottom line, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck you guys. I'm taking my ball and going home. I'll play ball somewhere else. I ain't gotta play with y'all no more. And I mean, and I understand that the money's not there, the stress will be there even more, the overhead, need for employees, all of that stuff that comes around the business is going to be there. But until you want to have that top seat, unfortunately, looks like we're going to have to create that. I mean, even in Hollywood, do we not see that's what's happening in Hollywood? I mean, hell, even you have somebody like Will Smith getting paid $20 million a movie, finally in the end of his career, or because he has a big blockbuster, and you could have a white actor cast in the same movie. He's getting $30 million plus 30% of the back end. Like, what? Everybody's coming to see Will. Anybody coming to see you, Otis? We coming to see Will. But Same shit. Or you can have, a white actress in a movie, black actress has won an Oscar, okay? Or been nominated 5 times. And this chick is getting paid the black chick's getting paid $3 million for the movie. The white chick's getting $10 million. Wait a minute. Why aren't they both getting paid the same amount of money? And the black chick has more lines.
Right.
The black chick has a show of titties. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got a nudity writer. So why she's not getting paid for the titties? You know what I'm saying? So you look at Tyler Perry. He can't get funding. Perry.
That's where I was about to go with it.
You can't get funding for certain productions, man, from Hollywood. But you have a white company go to these same distributors with Sharknado, and they fucking pour millions of dollars into this bullshit to put it straight to DVD that might make you $6 million. Tyler Perry shit every film he's made is averaged over $20 million, and he spent less than 10 making them. That's a no-brainer. But they wouldn't give him the money. Wouldn't give him the money. He had to build his own seat. So, I mean, very few places I see that happening in is more so the military. But even then, how many black 4-star generals have we had? I mean, they literally make it a news story to say this is the first black female colonel or first black female general, first black male this. Like, even in the military. Right. I mean, when have we had a black director of the FBI, CIA? You think my cousin works for the CIA? You think they ain't brothers working there? Bullshit.
Oh yeah.
You think trying to get up there? Bullshit. Come on, man. So
I mean, but to your point though, black folks can't go start their own CIA. Like
they can't. They can start their own investigation company though, a private firm. Go to the private sector. Right. You might not have, how many people are going to have the type of purse of the U.S. Treasury? You know what I'm saying? So,
but if you want to, let's say you want to work for your country. Let's say that's the thing. Like that's the thing. Like it shouldn't
be on a military contract.
We shouldn't still we can't just tell everybody. We can't just tell everybody if it's not happening for you in the current sector where your profession is, go do it on your own. Like, because that also lets them off the hook.
But how do you combat something that you can't prove? How do you change something that is as a unwritten rule that's not written? I mean, how are you going to tell somebody be fair and you can't prove how they're being unfair? Tangibly prove it.
I think we just continue to bring it to light. I just think we continue to call attention to it. I think we continue to say this shit isn't right, and I have a feeling and I have a suspicion that this is the reason why. And then you just take that concern, like, because it's a concern. I don't have proof. It's just a concern.
I see your concern, and I raise you another. Just like you just pointed out to me, sir, in West Coast on this podcast, and our listeners, that you are more qualified, overqualified for the position you apply for. You've been working in the role without the title. But because you have one little asterisk that you know can be used against you to justify this, what concern are you really raising? Against the company, or you need to have better reviews? What concern? How are you going to combat that? You're going to keep bringing concern to that? You know you got that review on some bullshit. Now you got to go fight that fight and bring a concern against that.
I do.
Now you got to come back to the concern about the white girl getting promoted over your ass. And why that's the case.
But I wouldn't be doing myself. I'd be doing myself a disservice to not speak on it.
That's true.
It may go nowhere. In fact, when I speak on things, and my team, the people in my company will tell you this. Oftentimes when I'm speaking on things, I'm not speaking on them for me. I'm speaking on them for those that will not say anything. I'm just not built like that. If I see something and I don't think it's right, I address it. It may not go my way. It may not go the way I would like for it to go. It may get shot down. It may actually happen. But I have to say something.
Right. I agree. I'm the same way. I had to stop myself from being that way because I would be the sacrificial lamb at that point. Like, okay, since you're the one speaking up for everybody, let's get rid of this motherfucker. Because now we got a bunch of sheep that ain't gonna speak up. We got rid of the wolf.
And if that happens, then you know you're not in the right place.
Absolutely. I've not been in the right place in many places, sir.
I was going to say, and maybe we're not in the right place from the door because we're black and we can't get that next level promotion. But I think because some people's dreams are in that thing, like you said, the CIA or the Secret Service. Like, some people's dreams is in that thing.
Right.
So like, I don't want to tell people, well, you got to go do that on your own. Like, no, like that thing should be just. It should be right. It should be fair. It should be equal. And if it's not, then we have to continue to say that it's not. So, and just like they always talk about the glass ceiling for women, like we just got to keep putting little cracks in that bitch until we shatter it. And so that would be my advice. That would be my advice to the listeners. If you are really going through something and you really feel like it's slighted against you and you have a reason to believe that it's because the color of your skin or the locks in your hair or whatever the case may be, then you've got to say something. Maybe it goes your way, maybe it doesn't, but don't do yourself that disservice. We got to keep fighting this shit.
But real quick, before we end it, let me ask you this, Money, to get your opinion on this. So
Yeah.
what about the people who don't give enough of a fuck to keep fighting it? Like they're all out of fight, or they think it's pointless, because those amount of people, sorry to say, outnumber the ones like us who will speak up for it and keep fighting the good fight. Like, because those people are the ones who keep the system how it is. Those are the ones who keep playing ball. So you get what I'm saying? Like, so meaning, like, you know, so what stops? Okay, so the black guy breaks through, the black woman breaks through. They're now a VP, and they don't have any fight left in them because they fought all the way to this point now. Are they going to keep playing ball to help open that door and bust it wide open, or are they going to keep things how they are and have that notion of, well, I had to fight to get here. You have to do the same thing.
Who's playing? Like that's going to depend on the individual.
Who's playing music?
Oh, my girl, man. Hold on.
No doubt.
It sounds like that's going to depend on the individual. It sounds like that's going to depend on the person themselves when they get to a position of power. What happens?
I think that.
Turn it down, please.
I think that, like, there. See, I don't know. I'm full of fight, so I don't. And maybe it's just in me to fight for what's right, because I don't see myself in a place where I'm all fought out. Just because I care about right and wrong. I care about my fellow human being, like as much as I do myself, like in terms of like my people. And so I'm gonna try my damnedest to make sure that somebody else can fight this. Maybe I can show them how to walk that walk. I don't know. But to your point, there are people out there that don't care enough to fight. And there are also people out there that are afraid to fight because they think there's going to be repercussions and retribution. So I say fight in the face of that. Like you've got to draw back. Our people are fighters. You got to draw back on some of that shit where people were fighting for equality, fighting for the right to, drink out of the same water fountain, for the right to get the same education. Like those, the odds that were stacked against them was life and death. But they fought nonetheless. So I would offer to do the same thing. Our fight is a little bit different. But we have a fight as well, and some of it includes just the professional inequality that we see. It's the real estate inequality that we see. It's the ownership,
the ownership.
It's all like, no matter what sector we're in, fight that shit. And don't be one of those. If you're a doctor and you see inequality, fight that shit. What are they gonna throw you out? Like, so we just have to call up some of that same like go forwardness and that same stick to itiveness that our people have been showing for decades and decades in our fight to get things as equal as they can be in this country. The pursuit of happiness isn't just for white folks; it's for our folks too. That promise is for everybody, And so we just have to do what we can to make sure that fight includes us as well.
Agreed.
Damn, now I got my juices flowing. Hey, but we can't keep going forever, so we're gonna have to end this thing. Y'all got anything else y'all want to touch on that?
Nah, man. I think you rounded it off good. I mean, there's always an option to start your own, but if not, stick in it for the good fight to help somebody else who's too afraid to fight or don't know how to fight or can't fight no more. You know, we all need some help sometimes. So
just be the example.
Right.
Be the example.
Hey, man. Speaking of being the example, man, we're going to give them an example on how to get on out of here. West Coast, man. Let them know, man. Zip them up.
Man. Everybody, please continue to adhere to your social distancing. The Rona is out there, lurking around corners, coughing and sneezing. So keep your 6 to 10 feet. Past all that, please have respect for your fellow human beings. Treat people the way you want to be treated and be excellent to one another. That's all I got.
No doubt. Hollywood Paul, my man. Zip them up.
Man, y'all know me. I'm always on, spreading love and want everybody to have all the abundance of all the good things that you can possibly manage. But in this time of viruses and shit floating around, don't be spreading too much love. You know what I'm saying? Stick to the people who you share germs with on a regular basis. Don't go sharing germs with new people. Wash your hands. See somebody in need, stay the fuck away from them. Tell him to go see his doctor. You know what I'm saying? Keep laughing at some of the horrible things that we see in the public. Keep smiling, because if not, it might make you cry.
I think Paul just quoted Drake again with the "No new friends, no new."
Drizzy. Hey, man. I don't have nothing too crazy, man. Once again, this has been episode 8 of Unsupervised, the spinoff. Your boy Money, West Coast J, Hollywood Paul. Check us out, social media, Facebook page. Like us, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. Rate us on Speaker, favorite us, and all of that shit, man. Corona's here. It might be here for a while. We all in the crib. Hey, if you gotta make a run, make a run. But take this thing seriously. Protect yourself. Get you the N5 mask and all that, man. N5, N95, whatever they're called. Hey, man, I'm not going to go too crazy. You already know what I'm gonna say, man. We'll talk to y'all next week. Bring y'all more fire content. We appreciate y'all being here. If you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about? We out.
Welcome to the Defy Life Podcast. For in-depth, entertaining, often hilarious, always real talk about sports, culture, lifestyle, and current events, join us and become part of the movement. The Defy Life Podcast. New episode every Wednesday, everywhere your favorite podcasts are available. Brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This is Defy Life.